Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of the Fishing Teacher, and much appreciated you guys checking out today's episode and spending some time with me. And guys, today I've got a really simple way to catch a bunch of bass in the summertime of the year. I've been catching a lot of fish on this technique over the last few weeks. I want to share it to you guys, and this is sort of something that's going to last all summer long. Easy to do. If you've not caught any fish, in a little bit deeper water, this is going to be a really good lesson for you guys. Get some confidence in that. So we're going to get into that in today's episode. Also, guys, a couple quick housekeeping tips here. Just want to invite everybody, or first of all, I want to thank everybody for helping us reach 20,000 YouTube subscribers here on the Fishing Teacher last week. Really appreciate that. And also, guys, I'd like to invite you to please check out Tackle Warehouse. They got a bunch of good summer sales going on, including everything I'm going to be talking about in today's video. I'll link the lures in my Tackle Warehouse link in the description, what we're going to get into today. If you guys want to use that link, it's a really good way to support the channel. And thank you everybody that's been doing that. Really appreciate that. Okay, guys, we've talked about this some before, but I want to really get into the summertime application of it. And that is the Wobblehead jig, the swing head jig like this. Some people call it the Biffle hard head. Some people call it the Wobblehead. What it is, it's an EWG hook that is affixed on a loose, allows this football head jig to just move around like that a little bit. It's basically a football head jig that does not have a stationary head on it. And while a football head jig has an application and it will work in very similar situations, there's something about the Wobblehead jig, guys. I just get more bites on it. I catch a lot more fish on a Wobblehead than I do a football head jig in these same applications. So I'm going to show you guys how I like to rig it, what the trailers are, then we'll get a little bit in how to fish it. Now, most of the time, I got two different sizes. Again, I'll link this in some of the Wobbleheads in my Tackle Warehouse link. I prefer a 5/16 or 7/16 most of the time, because the technique that I'm going to talk about here is, you're fishing 10 to 20 foot deep or so with it. And out of all the baits, there's a lot of different trailers or baits that I've used to couple this up with. This is my favorite, guys. This is the Zoom Z-Craw Junior. And very easy to rig. Just come through about 1/4 inch or so. Bring it up just like that. And then you're gonna hook it right back through the bait, just like you would a regular Texas rig. And that's the setup with it like that. I usually leave it exposed a little bit on the top there to get a better hookup. But that's the nice simple setup with that. And 90% of the time, guys, I'm using green pumpkin, sometimes watermelon, anything that I would do different, maybe put a little orange or chartreuse on the tail. But that's the swing head jig setup like that. It just swings freely. And most of the time I'm fishing it like on 15-pound test Seagar and Vizx with a 7'2" mega bass, a perfect pitch rod, which is sort of a medium heavy action. So that's the setup with it. Okay, let's talk about how simple this is, guys. This is one of the most simple ways that you'll ever catch fish. All you have to do in the summertime of the year, from about June until September. Dang, it's hot here in the tackle room today, guys. It's about, I don't have air out here right now. It's about 95 degrees in the tackle room. I'm freaking burning up out here. But all you have to do, guys, is just run points. That's all you have to do. To narrow it down a little bit, sometimes flatter points are better, sometimes a little bit steeper points. I prefer a gradual sloping point where, say, for example, if I'm in 20 foot of water or so, on a long cast, I can hit the bank. Now, there's a lot of different variables as far as water clarity when this works in different situations, so let's talk a little bit about that. First of all, the point composition, like I said, it can be a sand point, a clay point, gravel point, rocky point, whatever. It's just bass set up on those points, and they live there all summer. It's like they move out there after they spawn, some of them on secondary points, some of them on main lake points, and they just move back and forth. They move up and down in different depths of those points based upon time of day and weather conditions and where the food's moving around. But a lot of these fish live there. Some of them will suspend out off the end of the point. Some of them will be up shallow on the bank. Some of them will be in between. And the Wobblehead is a great lure for covering a lot of deeper water in a hurry. That's the best thing about it. You can throw it like a bullet on windy days. Put your 7/16 on there, guys. You have a 20-mile-an-hour wind. You can still get on there and throw that thing, and fish it very effectively. I just get out there based upon my water clarity, and I usually target sort of that 5 to 25 foot zone. if the water visibility is like, say, less than 2 foot, I'm targeting that 5 to 12 foot zone. And if that water visibility is greater than 2 feet, I'm down to 10, 20, 25 foot. I don't really fish it over 25 most. In fact, I don't ever fish hardly over 25 feet deep in the summertime because of the thermocline. And just fish, pull up on a point, start about 50 yards from that point, from the end of the point, work your way around it, go to the next one. Prime example, guys, is today. I was down at Table Rock Lake today. We had a pretty good day fishing the Wobblehead on points down there. And you'd pull up on one point and might get 1 or 2 bites. Then you'd fish 2 or 3 points without a bite, pull up on another point, get a bite or 2. That's sort of like how it unfolds. It's just like run as many points as you can. And that's the great thing, again, about the Wobblehead. It doesn't take you very long to fish them. You can pull up there and you can make 20, 30 casts on a point and then pull up the trolling motor and go to the next one. It's a really good pattern to fish this time of year. It works awesome on any man-made impoundment. It's just super fun. And the way you want to fish it, too, guys, a little bit about this, is the Wobblehead is a little bit different than a football head jig. Because a football head jig, I'll pull it like that and then reel it up and pull it and reel it. The thing that makes a Wobblehead is so simple is just cast it out there and reel it slow. Reel it just like this, super, super slow, keeping contact with the bottom. If you lose contact with the bottom, stop reeling and let the bait go back down to the bottom and then just start slow reeling. It's a fish catching bait, guys. It really is. It's probably one of the most underrated bass lures of all time. It's super effective. You can catch them on it all year, but summertime's a really good time for it. So anyway, guys, hope it helps you guys catch a few, and we'll talk later.